Oh mate, oh mate, oh mate, oh mate.
I think that means I ain't got COVID. Right? How y'all doing? Mate, I have just burnt the day. I think this is going to be my journey in being plagued. Because there's not really a whole ton I can do right now. And so I just want to have a little rant, if you'll indulge me, alright? It's not a rant, it's just, I think two things have happened today that have made me the chuckle. But just to run through. I want to have a chat about the ultimate form of reality TV, which is the spin that was put on my videos over the last, decade. Because I make really raw videos. Not raw as in oh god, dangerous or oh brutal, but raw. They're real. I don't like to play to a camera. I don't like to play to a crowd. I don't like to pretend to be something that I'm not. I don't like to be overly energetic if I'm not feeling that way. I don't like to overly edit things if I don't have to. You know, I won't force a story. What you see is what you get. My mate Steve, I recommend everyone goes and checks out Steve. I've known Steve since high school. He's just come up with a new channel, which is kind of the focus of this bit, called Unedited Steve. Steve, you lying bastard. You edited them videos. That video, he posted his first one this morning, yesterday I think. You edited it. It's not unedited. I've watched it. You edited it, you cheeky sod. And I was talking to a streamer that I've recently kind of, got a chat into called Dr. Polly. And these two conversations that I've kind of absorbed today, been part of today, bring me to this. I'm going to throw my voice into the hat. In Steve's latest video, Steve says how he's made another YouTube channel. He makes channels for each kind of project he's got going on. And the most recent one, Unedited Steve, is just where he wants to mind dump things so that he can, something that doesn't fit on any of his other channels. That's cool. Steve has got a solid groove on it and he wants to expand on it. And he's now made this rough channel so that he can just mind dump, and if he finds anything that sticks, he can then do the bigger and better stuff. I come from a weird place on YouTube. I come from the early days of YouTube, because back in the early days, I remember back when having 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 subscribers on YouTube was a big thing. That made you a big YouTuber. You were one of the biggest if you had 20k. And that was when videos were largely like this, just raw to a camera, dumping your thoughts, and people would react and send you a reply. They'd send you a video response and you'd have a conversation. These days, YouTube puts TV to shame. But the trouble is, it's now all really samey. Everyone's playing a character, which is why I kind of said that bit at the start, where I don't like doing that. I don't like making overly produced content. I understand that some people do. They find a focus and they stick with it, and they hope to find success. But I don't want that. I don't think it's necessary. Back in the day, as YouTube channels grew, one of the things you'd hear from the bigger guys was that, and I mean bigger as in, this is well past the 20k route, we're coming on to the 500,000 route. They would say, don't even bother focusing on content until you're a good 100,000 in. Just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks, see what you enjoy, and go with that. If what sticks is what you enjoy, go with that. But I don't like limiting things like that. I don't like it. I know many a YouTuber who have, I hate saying YouTuber, I'm not a YouTuber, I'm just a guy who posts on YouTube because it's a dumping ground for all of my thought processes. I'm a shit poster, even though I hate shit posters on Facebook and Twitter and all that, because all they do is post memes of things that they haven't even thought of themselves. It's not a dump of their consciousness, it's just something they've seen they think is cool and they whap it online. I don't mind this so much because it's a dump of my thoughts, my processes, my face, my voice in a video online. There are people out there who will be hyper-focused and they do make it, they do break through. But you still have to be incredibly lucky to do that. I know people who have they make incredibly well-polished videos, they've made maybe 100 videos and they're up there already, they're growing like crazy. But I also know people who have done hundreds, thousands of well-produced videos, and I mean really well-produced videos, like short films that were just so well edited, so well color corrected, so well this, so well that, but they got nowhere. Because there's always a grain of luck involved in that explosion, in that growth. And so this is where Polly comes in. Polly and I were talking about how it's always important to be real with people when it comes to doing stuff like this, because you don't want to feed people a dream, which is what's being fed to a lot of people now. We don't live in, a world of rational thought. We live on dreams, and you better not challenge our dreams, because if you do, we freak out. Kids are taught that if they just go for it, they're going to get it, and that's not true. I like to be a little bit more realistic than that. I can edit. I could set up more lights, I could set up my microphone, I could properly bang out a decent edit with B-roll and music. I've done them before, but that's not what I want to do here. For me, I like to be honest with people. That might not be what you want, but that's what you're going to get if you come here. I don't want to be hyper-focused because I want to give you a choice. I remember the old days of television where a television station wouldn't just have one show on it. You would tune into the show that you maybe wanted to watch at like 3 p.m. It would come on like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 p.m. And if you weren't there to watch it at 3 p.m, you missed it. And then the rest of the day would have other shows on it, and you would pick and choose what you wanted to watch and build your schedule, your viewing schedule around it. I kind of prefer that method versus, say, having a channel focused on one thing, which realistically is going to work, because if people come to you for that kind of thing, then they're going to keep coming back to that thing. But I have made some really, really, really good friends doing this, by being me in front of a camera. Unfiltered, raw me. My friend Zaber, I think Zaber will probably watch this. I met Zaber through the internet like a good decade ago. Through vlogging, through YouTube. Actually, it was through a connection we made through YouTube. One of his mates was doing YouTube, who happened to be one of my mates. We got talking, and then I think it must have been like 9 years later, he stayed at my house. He came to the UK, he stayed at my house. He's from Denmark, I'm in the UK. He came to my house, he stayed at my house. He came to my wedding. He's one of my dearest friends. Now, his family. When we met initially, sorry Zaber, I'm putting you on the spot here, he said to me, I was a bit worried because I didn't know, like, you always said you were unfiltered, but I didn't know how true that would be. And he said it only took the car ride from like the airport to my home to realise I was everything I said I was. And by the end of his week stay with my family, he said it was just normal. It was comfortable. We were exactly as we said we were. Because, as I said, I push the ultimate form of reality TV. I push the ultimate form of reality TV. I know people who have tried to fake it, to make it. And I also know that many of those people have had mental breakdowns because they can't keep up doing it. They're like, in the case of vlogging, they will push overly positive even when they're miserable. They go out of their way to live life for their vlog. They don't vlog life. They live for their vlogs. They're like, I've got to do something exciting for the vlog. What are we going to do? And then they find all of these really crazy adventures they can get themselves into, and they vlog that, and they end up wearing themselves out. Or when they run out of things to do, they crumble. You know, if you might come to me for an editing trick you can do. I might tell you how to fix your VR headset. You know, I've made a few edited videos on the channel. You might come to me for a Linux video or a capture card video, or you might come to me for a lighting thing, whatever. You might come to me for this one thing that I've made a focused video on. But I would hope that you could then go, what is the other shit this guy's banging out? Random, I feel like that sometimes. And we actually make a connection, and then we get talking. And then, you know, just more comes from it. You stop coming to me for that focused content, and, you know, we just ran, I don't know, look, we'll talk about British trees. You might have, there might be something that you feel that you're incredibly passionate about, and you'll go, you seem like a guy that has this kind of groove. What do you think? And then I'll talk to you about it. I'll share my thoughts on it. You'll get to know me and my family, and I'll get to know you and your groove. And, you know, like I said, some of my closest friends have come from doing this, from doing that. And I can edit super focused content, but I don't like doing it. I don't like doing it. I can do it, but it's just so mind-numbingly boring and repetitive. I'll do it for someone else. Give me the script. Give me the stuff you want shot. I'll do it. I'll throw it together. I'll put the music to it. I'll even record the whole damn thing. I'll get the mics out and the lights out. But I don't want to do that for myself. I don't want to filter things that much, because it's not real. In the case of a vlog, what good is a vlog if it's hyper-focused and hyper-edited? I mean, alright, it's easier to go, well, what did I do on this day? I went to Birmingham. Random thing. And I did this. And like a super focused little tiny snippets, but at that point you might as well just take a fucking photo. It looks pretty, but does it have any meat to it? Probably not. Is there a video about your excuses for making shit content? Yes. I don't know, I just prefer connections. That's what old YouTube used to be. Now YouTube is overproduced fluff, people trying to sell you stuff all the time, or trying to sell you an ideology. My advice for anyone starting the YouTube, do not start it to make money. Do not start it with dreams of future being famous. Do it because you're having fun. When I got into video, you just used to bust out a camera and film your mates doing something stupid, or just hanging out, like, I don't know, you might have been playing a game or going to a gig and you kind of record it. You'd record your mates going to the gig, you and your mates going to the gig and record the gig and all that kind of stuff, and then going to the pub afterwards and all that kind of... That's what you do, and then you'd throw it together, or you'd make a stupid skit short film with your friends, and you wouldn't have anywhere to put it, because this is like back in the days of DV, like back when I was in high school, you know, there was no YouTube at this point, and so you'd maybe set your own website up to do it, but you would learn through doing. A lot of it would be shit, but you would learn through doing. Make a video, if there's a technique you want to try, just make a video of just that technique. You know, do you want to have a background, fade that to black to highlight a piece of text on an image? Fucking make a video just doing that. You want to practice lighting? Just fucking make a video where you try different things with lighting. You want to try a different editing style? Just make a video about it. Just fucking throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. Just try things and learn. Treat this like a dumping ground, and then, as Steve has, when you want to find focus, if you want to find focus, then maybe make another channel. But don't do it if the goal is to be famous. Don't do it if the goal is to make money. Because chances are you'll lose sight of your vision and burn out. I always say to people, you might have a dream of being something absolutely, something completely ridiculous. You might want to be the world's greatest sandwich artist. The world's greatest creator of roadside sandwiches, right? Do that and put all of your passion into it. Just keep on doing it over and over and over. And it might seem for the longest time that you're not getting anywhere, but one day you're going to find like-minded people. It might not be a huge crowd, but people will see your passion and they will gravitate to you for it. It will bloom from that. Just don't force it, because forcing it is the road to just burning out. Forcing it is the road to depression. Forcing it is the road to breaking down because you can't keep up that face anymore. I've seen it. I can't lie to a camera. Can I give you advice on how to be the biggest YouTuber out there? I'm not the biggest YouTuber. Of course I can't. Can the biggest YouTuber give you advice on how to become the biggest YouTuber? No. Because you might do something different and that might be what sticks. That might be what catapults you to whatever it is, wherever it is you want to be. But you've got to be realistic. You've got to be honest with yourself and other people. If you're just learning, Just go for it. Means nothing to anyone, does it? Sorry. I just think that everything is just so overproduced now. But that's what people want to see, I imagine. People don't want to see this. But that's fine. I would rather have, same with friends. I would rather have a small group of friends than have hundreds of friends, thousands of friends I barely know anything about. I'd rather have a few friends that I know everything about, and that, when they're in the shit they can trust me, and when I'm in the shit I can trust them. Or you have hundreds of people surrounded in a crowd and no one can hear you. You're just shouting into nothingness. A few people I can focus on. Versus, an audience of a metric fuck ton. But then that goes against the other thing. Does that mean that you want quality over quantity? Then why are you a shit posting asswipe? I don't know. This is different. I'm more about connections. I'm more about thought processes and shit like that. Oh well. What do I know? You could put in all of the work and get nothing. You can put in no work and get absolutely everything. Sometimes it's not about the hard work and the effort. It's not about the gear. Sometimes you might just have that thing that clicks. You know what else does my head in? Calls to action. Like, comment, subscribe, that stuff. Fuck off. If people want to, they will. You don't need to tell them to do it. They'll do it. And that's one thing I've had to try and get my kids out of every time they see me pull the camera, and they never used to do it. They never used to do it. It's only since I came back to YouTube. Because I was one of those people that I was doing the groove, I was doing all the stuff, and then just out of nowhere, even being the dude, the guy that doesn't talk shit. Just one day I was just like, I can't be arsed with this anymore. But since I've come back, all of a sudden my children are like, yeah mate, you gotta tell people, you gotta like, comment and subscribe. I was like, no. And as I say, if I post something and someone finds my stuff and they feel intrigued to check out the next bit, rockin', we might make a connection. If they watch a video about a VR headset or a camera or a computer, graphics card, photography technique, whatever, and then they watch the next thing and go, now mate, I'm unsubscribing, no big deal. It's no big deal. I'm not here to play the algorithm game, and you shouldn't be either. Just do what you enjoy and have fun. Make connections. Share your thoughts, don't be a cardboard cutout. And my family are doing well today. The boys are still plagued. But they are, at this point, alive. Tiny human, showing no symptoms. Big human, it's just a little sore where he's been blowing his nose all the time. But other than that, they're fine. Keep your fingers crossed. I'll keep on testing, keep going till Friday, and hopefully by then we should be alright. Yeah. The ultimate form of reality TV. Making connections more important than anything else. Being a real human being is more important to your mental well-being than to your mental health, than any number of subscribers, views, and all that kind of stuff. I'll see you all with a bit of luck in the next one. Long-winded video that I could have realistically scripted, edited, and cut down to 5 or 10 minutes. If you sat through this, don't use compressed air cans on your computers. Get a compressor, because you'll spray liquid in your PC. Just gonna throw that out there. See ya. Oh, I stink. Oh no, I just realised this. I didn't put the sleepy bit in because I took the watch off to put it on charge, and it's gone midnight, so I had to reset anyway to the 0. Apparently, there's the latest day. Apparently,
I'm now sleeping less. It's not consistent anymore. Yes, that's always goddamn something.